My name is Enrique Gonzalez, and I've been in education for 40 years now. I'm about to retire and do other things in education.
So I've worked with you for 12 years, and I always remember that you had a lot of passion, a lot of strong commitment to do this work.
I don't know what it was, because it kind of rolled out. But in an educational setting, the purpose was to save lives and influence people for a better world. So all along the road of this career, that was a constant reminder. Now, I think that anybody that does anything in education, or anything, I should say, in the world as a human, should strive to make our life better for all of us. And so with that in mind, I always carried the idea that no matter what it was going to be, that I had to do it, because if I can't help change young people, then what's our future going to be? We would be at odds. If we don't prepare them now, our world will continue to spiral in this abyss that we see today, self-destruction. So trying to do my little part is where that kind of led me to develop the concept of engaging people. So long before I got involved with what's called big picture learning, I realized that there was a desperate need to focus on the human, not the textbook, if you will, in education. Textbooks and learning and study and homework, but rather who was the whole human being, and start from there. So in that process, I latched on to big picture learning with Elliot Washer, who was a tremendous influence in my life. Elliot taught me more and more about the personalization of teaching and instruction. And then you, Louis, and Armando and different men that came forward were exemplifying that in real, because you didn't ask for money, you didn't ask for acclaim, you didn't ask for rewards. You came to give of yourself, which was the most important aspect of learning. So we began to look at the kids, the individuals. People were trained and discussed, and then in conjunction, the community aspect that made Frida Kahlo so strong, and even here at Highland Park, was the fact that men like yourself, Jose Yenke, came from Arts for Better Tomorrow. Cesar Castro, with his fabulous jarocho-style music, began at Frida to take on the form that it eventually became. So through the music piece, we realized music ties us all together. You hear an oldie, a song, and it takes your mind back to where you were when you first heard that song. So when we took the genre of music, in this case, the jarocho and the basic guitar, it brought the kids into a place where they understood, first of all, as a musical instrument, the discipline of learning it, but most importantly, the expression of their culture and who they were. That's a really beautiful thing. So those kids jumped at it, right? They began to look at it and say, you know what? This is something that they value, and they're giving to me as a learner, and not hammering me with algebra, geometry, English, science, but more, let's get into the core of who we are as people, and then the academia will express itself, which is what happened. Is an individual really sincere about their commitment to kids and learning? And so Louis Rowan shows up, Armando Lawrence, different people, Elliot, that would give first and demand second. So when the kids recognized that, they began to pop, pop, pop. Suddenly the attendance 100%. In 1 year, there was an 83-point rise in the academic performance index. So people started questioning, wait a minute, what's going on there at that school? That's a continuation school. How can those kids perform at that level? They didn't understand or grasp that we had reached the inner person to make that person desire the learning, much as the old Greeks did way back when, Socrates, Aristotle, Plato, to energize and create intrinsic learning, which is what we did at Freedom. Okay. My name again is Enrique Gonzalez, and if you've seen some of this footage and relate to it and you have a problem with young people, I would beg you to look at the young people as to who they are. Until this world begins to invest in our young people, in the betterment of those young people, in putting down our egos and our titles, etc., and finding out the core humanity that exists, we're going to continue to struggle, not just in schools, communities, states, world, but everywhere, obviously. So I'm appealing to you. Make a difference. Sacrifice. Don't look for the rewards. Don't look for monetary gain. The gain you're gaining is what the scripture tells us, and that is that Delight yourself in it. It'll give you the desires of your heart. So with that in mind, if you need help, work at it that way. From the community perspective, from who we are as people. The Native American nation had this long before everything arrived on these shores. To return to that will be to return to the success of our world, our children, and most importantly, our families. Thank you.